WNBA guard asserts fever not playing around in building around Caitlin Clark. NBA veteran Lexi Brown got honest about how the Indiana Fever built their roster around Caitlin Clark this offseason. It's hard to imagine a WNBA franchise managing to make a quicker turnaround than what the Indiana Fever have accomplished over the past year. The Fever finished the 2023 season with a 13-27 record, which ultimately ended up getting them the No.1 pick of the 2024 WNBA draft that became superstar Caitlin Clark. They then went 20-20 during their 2024 campaign, made it to the playoffs, and have since retooled their roster with a ton of veteran talent, solidifying themselves as WNBA championship contenders for 2025 and beyond. The Fever's off-season run is surely turning the heads of all WNBA players, and Seattle Storm guard Lexi Brown asserted as much during a February 7 appearance on her Full Circle podcast. They gave Caitlin some dogs around her, Brown said. They're not playing around. They gave her some more shooters. Natasha Howard, I think, was their best signing. I think people forgot what type of player she was while she's been in Dallas. She's a great defensive player. She can go out and give you 30 points. She's a great screener, which is going to be very beneficial for Caitlin. Dewana Bonner, just having that veteran presence and energy, like she can go make big-time buckets for you. Brown continued. Sophie Cunningham, just her energy alone, I'm excited to see her back at her natural position, which is the 3. And then, of course, re-signing Kelsey Mitchell. Brown later added, I'm excited to watch them. I'm actually also excited to play against them. You add a ton of veterans that supposedly were hating on the rookies, but all wanted to go play with Caitlin. They wasn't hating. They was pissed that we have to chase her around all the time. But when you get the opportunity to play with a player like that, you're gonna go. It sounds like Brown is giving the Fever high marks for just about every offseason upgrade they made. Wow. Fans react to Iowa's Caitlin Clark announcement. The popularity of women's basketball has skyrocketed over the last few years, and Iowa women's basketball program has been a major catalyst for that growth. The team was successful for many years under former head coach Lisa Buda, but the team's profile and popularity reached another level when Caitlin Clark arrived. Clark set the all-time NCAA scoring record at Iowa and led the Hokies to back-to-back national championship games. Clark is now one of the most popular athletes in America, but it's clear that the Iowa native hasn't forgotten where she came from. Clark and the Fever will be playing a special preseason game against the Brazilian national team at Carver Hockey Arena in Iowa City, and tickets for the game sold out in less than an hour. Fans reacted to the big announcement from the Hokies and Clark on Thursday. 40 minutes to sell out 15,000 tickets. Wow, Caitlin Clark is here, one fan said. The greatest ever, sold out a preseason game. Let that sink in. Go Hawks, another fan said. Move it to Kinnick Stadium, said one fan, a reasonable suggestion after the incredible demand for tickets. Sold out in 30 minutes, and no one is surprised. Carver will be Vroskihin, another fan added. Some poor impatient sap is about to pay like $700 on secondary to sit near the top of Carver and watch Caitlin scrimmage for like 15 minutes. One fan predicted about the resale market. This is great. Next year, the Fever need to honor Aliyah Boston and play a game at South Carolina. Who says no? Another fan suggested. I've never been more hyped up for an exhibition game. Shout out to who organized this. One fan said. Dewana Bonner and Natasha Howard gone feel the love from their very first game. The sold-out tour starts, said one fan, excited to see 2 of the big new additions to the Fever's roster. The game is set for May 4 in Iowa City and will feature the Brazilian national team, likely headlined by Chicago Sky star and former South Carolina standout Camila Cardoso. We'll see how the game goes in a few months, but the excitement level is already through the roof in and around Iowa. Iowa announces swift sellout of Caitlin Clark's Fever preseason WNBA return. Caitlin Clark's WNBA return to the Iowa Hokies Arena sold a staggering amount of tickets in the blink of an eye. Any Iowa Hokies women's basketball fans who miss witnessing Caitlin Clark's greatness, live were given some fantastic news at the end of January, as the Indiana Fever, who Clark plays for in the WNBA, announced that they would be coming to Iowa's Carver Hockey Arena for a preseason game against the Brazilian national team on Sunday, May 4. Therefore, the Hokies faithful will get another opportunity to watch Clark compete. That is, if they could get tickets, which were in extremely high demand.